organization, and Golden State were the Warriors with great ownership, and wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't a firm believer in the future of this organization. I was certainly impressed with Derek and with Bruce and everyone that I came in contact with, true professionals. I've worked in a number of organizations within the industry over the course of the last 22 years, and I've been blessed to work with some really smart, intelligent people that know what it takes to build a championship culture. I look forward to doing that here, and really pleased with the resources and the commitment that Derek and ownership are providing this organization and have provided me to date. So we get started today. I've only been here a few hours, so you have to bear with me. Still embracing the humidity of South Florida, but excited to be here, and thank you for your time. Any questions?
Chip, your role, is it more in-game business, marketing, combination of all? What is kind of your focus as you come in?
Yes, my focus will be having nothing to do with the baseball side of the business. I'll leave that to Mike and Derek, but on the business side, I'll have oversight of all business operations. I have a great deal of experience in partnerships, in community outreach, marketing, broadcasting, retail, some premium. So looking forward to bringing those experiences here to the Marlins. A lot of work to be done. As Derek pointed out, we're going to be re-engaging with the community. Both existing partners and new partnerships. When I say partners, I mean all of our constituency base, and not just corporate partners, but community partners, potential suite holders, existing suite holders, season ticket holders. The goal is to create the right type of value proposition for our fan base, regardless of what category we put them in. The key category is that they're fans and they're committed to our future. So I'll be working diligently with our folks day in, day out, rolling up my sleeves and ready to get started.
What makes you think this is a baseball town?
There's 2 World Series here. Not everyone's had the chance to win a World Series. I was part of the Padres organization. They've yet to achieve that title. To me, I think every market is a sports market. It takes the ability to tap into people's passion points. There hasn't been sustainable success here. I think it's very short-sighted for people to say this is not a baseball market, because it's gone through a lot of change. And when there's change, it's hard to create sustainable enthusiasm around the product. That's why I'm here. It's obvious to me that from the ground up, Derek is going to build a world-class organization at every level, and top-down commitment from ownership is what's going to help us achieve our collective objectives. So this is a baseball market as far as I'm concerned until they prove otherwise. It's our job and our responsibility to reach out to them and provide, as I said, the right value proposition, give them a reason to get excited about what we're doing. We will do just that. When you give people a reason to be enthusiastic about something, I think they'll surprise you.
Well,
what was the allure of leaving?
Yeah.
What was the allure of leaving a championship franchise like Golden State, one of the best franchises in sports, to come to essentially a franchise that has struggled and it's had them turn?
Well, first and foremost, it wasn't an easy decision, except for the fact that Derek and ownership made it one, right? It's a world-class organization, there's no question, but there are a number of parallels between the Golden State Warriors and this organization. When I went to work there 5 years ago, just over 5 years ago, new ownership, new president of business operations in Rick Welts. They had just traded Monte Ellis, their star player, for a guy named Andrew Bogut who had a broken bone and was not going to play for the remainder of the season. Most of the players were sitting out at that time, getting ready for the off-season. I look at this and say, look, a lot of similarities. There are got to be some tough decisions that Derek and team have made to create a foundation of success. That energizes me. I want to be a part of building something special, and I want to do it with special and professional people, and that's why I came here. There are great things happening in Golden State. I think there are tremendous things that are going to happen here, and greatness awaits. So, ready to get started.
Aside from you're leaving a sport that is really tapped into young people. Baseball's trying to do a better job of tapping into young people. What do you think that could entail?
Well, we got to be smarter about how we go about our business. I think we want to be creating really impactful content, the type of content that people can get excited about. Fans want to know about their players both on the field and off the field. They want to know about how their organization's embracing those players. We are not just a sports brand, we're a lifestyle brand, so we have to act as such, especially in a market like South Florida and Miami, where lifestyle is such an important part of people's lives. I think we can really tap into that and we get people excited about it. I think our fans will want to come and have a great time. The game experience is going to be exceptionally important. This has to be a destination. This has to be a place that people want to come and spend their time and energy. And this has to be a home away from home. And so we're going to be bringing other events outside of baseball here so people get more comfortable with what the ballpark entails. The goal for us is to be in a constant state of evolution. We want to constantly iterate. You may come and see something you like and appreciate and experience and want to do it time and time again, but how do we continue to tweak that in a way that you can't wait to get back to and experience more? So that's a big statement, and there's a lot of work to be done, and we will not do it overnight. There has to be a pecking order in terms of what we embrace and how we embrace it. But I'm sure we're going to have the right team in place to do so.
Have you been to this stadium before?
This is only my second time.
Second. When was you first?
A couple weeks ago.
Okay. What do you think of it?
I think it's nice. I think it's actually a very good reflection of Miami in terms of the design itself. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, but that's not a good thing. I don't think this ballpark's any different than every other ballpark in the country. Every ballpark, especially the special ones, change every single year. There's an evolution that takes place. If you go to Fenway Park today is not Fenway Park 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. You see the changes that Wrigleyville's making. You're taking a world-class ballpark in Wrigley changing the entire experience around it, the neighborhood. I think that's additive to the fan experience, and so we're going to be looking to take some of those same disciplines here.
How much are you outside? I mean, you got parking garages that are potential. How much is important?
I see it as opportunity. Again, only second time here, so I can't speak directly to where the opportunities lie, but I think the experience for a fan begins when they get up in the morning. It is not when they arrive at the ballpark. We're going to own wake to sleep. If you think about how you operate your own lives, every single night you go to bed, the last 5 minutes of the night you check your phone, you follow your favorite teams, you see what the weather's going to be like, you plan your day for the next day. We got to be part of that discussion and part of that experience. Same thing when you wake up in the morning. What do I plan for the day? Who am I doing it with? Where am I going to be doing it? What should I be thinking about? We have to be part of that dialogue. We have to be part of people's DNA.
You said there's a lot of work to be done regarding the ballpark. Can you give us some examples of what that?
Well, without even seeing it, I just think there's always an opportunity to evolve. I mean, I think what are we doing from a food and beverage standpoint? Thankfully, this is a Levy property. I know the folks at Compass and Levy very well. Each of the last two venues that I've worked at have been Levy properties, so I know their management in Chicago really well. I'll be reaching out to them to sit down to talk about how they feel about how things are going here, how we can continue to really reflect the culture of South Florida and Miami. It has to feel like a place that people are familiar with, like I said. We are family to a lot of people. We are a private entity, but we're very much a part of the public trust. So our fan base has a sense of ownership of this organization, rightfully so. So when they come here, we want to provide them the right type of experience that they can be proud of.
Do you intend to address the naming rights with the ballpark, and as well as the television contract you have with Fox?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been lucky enough to work on a couple of naming rights projects in the past on some great venues. My belief is that we will get a naming rights partner, but we're going to get the right partner. We're not looking simply to put a brand on this building. We're going to have a relationship with a partner that understands giving back to the community. They understand big picture. They're going to be the right reflection of what it takes to be a world-class brand. Look, if we're going to be a first-class organization, we have to be aligned and associated with first-class brands, companies, and people. And so we're going to extend invitations to people to be a part of something special. We're going to be very diligent in what that process looks like. We're not going to look to do it overnight. Yes, we'd like to try to get a partner on here that can help us do a number of things that we're trying to accomplish organizationally. But a naming rights opportunity is no small feat, and it has to be done with the right partner. And so I am excited about getting involved in that process. And the same thing with the television contract. I know the folks at Fox Sports Florida from my time in Orlando, and look forward to re-engaging with them and getting excited to work with them again. I do not understand or know the nuances of that contract to date. I will certainly sit down with Derek and team to have a better appreciation for that. But for me, I look at that as a 3+ hour advertisement of our brand. And so we're going to be looking for a really good partner that understands that, that's committed to our process and building something special here. And I have no doubt that whoever we work with will be arm in arm with us in that exercise.
So Bowers, do you have any, of course you just have one day on the job, but do you have any plan with the Latin community or something in mind?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I think the Latin community is the fabric of South Florida and Miami. So we will be very active in the Latin community, giving back. You'll see a lot of Latin flavor here in this building and how we operate as a franchise. In terms of our staff, we have to reflect the fabric of this community. I think we want to be a very diverse, welcoming organization. The people that are on our staff will look like our neighbors and look like our friends.
What do you think of the home run special?
Second time I've seen it.
First impressions are crucial.
I think it's big, and I think it's unique.
Have you seen it in action or a video of it?
Only on television, yeah, during the All-Star game. That's it.
You mentioned the naming rights. So that sounds like this coming in is still kind of like ground zero, or it's not really close to happening, right? Is that something that's going to be your focus as you come in?
It'll be one of my many focuses, yes, but we'll have a team of people that will be participants in that process. There's a lot that goes into it, as I said. We got to work on what our narrative is, who we want to be, what we want to be about. We got to make sure that we understand different categories of businesses and make sure we pick partners that embrace who we are and what we're about. It's just that, it's a partnership. We're not looking for sponsors, we're looking for partners. And I mentioned before, I look at this organization as a family, not in terms of the people here, but also how we embrace our constituency base, and our partners are very much a part of that conversation. You don't invite anyone into your home, family first. So we're going to be looking to build family members in our partnership.
Chip, as far as the naming rights, TV contract, and people looking at the team that's going to be put on the field this year, given the expectations of the state, is it more of a difficult sell for you when you speak to the potential family members that you want to bring in here affiliated with this team, considering it is going to be a growth process?
I don't think so. I think people want to be part of a process. I think people want to be excited about being at the ground level. Most of the companies I've worked with in my past, all of which are great brands, I think, have always wanted to be part of an exercise where they are growing and evolving with us, because that's part of their narrative. It's going to be really important for them to be saying day in and day out why they're partners with us and what we're building. And the reality is, you don't do a partnership and just run into the market and start activating the deal. You actually want to start working with people to try different things. As I mentioned before, you want to be iterative. You can't be risk averse, so that takes time. And most times, the first year or two is when you actually learn a lot about each other and how best to work together. And so we're going to be very thoughtful about how we put together a platform that we think most people are going to get excited about when the time comes.
Cool. Good game.
All right, thank you everyone. Appreciate it.